Welcome to step 4 of the social media marketing strategy process. In this step, we'll take a look at determining resources, roles, and responsibilities. This step is nothing but being clear, being transparent, so you're all on the same page regarding your goals, regarding responsibilities, regarding resources, who's doing what by when. Basically like a contract with each other, written down so it's clear. If something goes wrong, where did it go wrong? How can we improve it? And if something goes well, the other way around as well. Alrighty, implementation plan. So now that we have the goals and objectives set in the previous step, the next step is making the strategy realistic. And here's where we build the implementation plan. So it becomes realistic and becomes more tangible, if you will. And a good implementation plan always answers a few basic but important questions we should ask ourselves. These questions, and you as well as a social media marketer: what should be done? How will it be done? Who is responsible? By when is it due? How much will it cost? What non-financial resources are needed? Okay, these are all important steps, because just saying, hey, we should post more on TikTok is not really a plan. A plan should say who creates the video, who edits it, who writes the caption, who approves it, when does it get posted, what results are we hoping to see. We have to be very specific. So great social media strategies often fail, not because of the idea that was bad, but because the execution was unclear. That's why we ask ourselves, by whom? So great social media strategies fail on implementation because they don't clarify who does what. It's all regarding clarification. You have to be very specific and clear about that. Next step, we have to allocate resources, and resources usually means two things, two big things. It's budget and people. So we might talk about the budget, which might include paid ads, influencer partnership, scheduling tools, analytical tools, any design software, video editing software, production equipment, and so on. You have to write it all down. Because even if posting on social media is technically free, creating good content still takes time, labor, and tools. Then we also need to find the right people involved. Depending on the company, that could include a social media manager, writer, designer, video editor. Maybe are you doing the videos in-house? Or are you just buying videos offline? Are you doing it out of house? So you have somebody who shoots the video internally that is hired by your company, or you're hiring a consulting firm or video production firm who does the video for you, or you're buying them online. Who does that? It has to be clear. You need customer service representative, how you tackle the customer service, salespeople, someone who tracks analytics, and so on. You have to keep people involved, need to be given tasks and these responsibilities. So the key is making sure that the resources match your goals. A small local business and a national brand will not have the same budget or team, and that is okay. That's normal. The strategy just needs to fit the resources available. Here an example what an implementation could look like when the work is divided clearly. For example, one person may act as a project manager. In this case, we have here a project manager, and they set the timeline. Another person writes the posts, content writer. Another person designs any posts, designs any visuals. Another person, last person, proofreads the post before posting. But it's all very clear. Responsibilities are clear. Who does what is clear. You have to be specific. This is where roles and responsibilities become really important in this step, because if nobody owns a task, it often does not happen. It has to be assigned. Somebody has to get the responsibility. Or just as common, multiple people working on the same thing while another important task gets missed is obviously also not ideal. So each task should have an owner, a deadline, a clear expectation that keeps the team organized and makes the strategy much, much easier to execute. To wrap things up, a strong implementation plan should also do these three things. First, it should be effective. What does that mean? Meaning you can actually achieve the objective. It's effective. It achieves the objective. You don't waste time, okay? And second, you should say obviously on schedule. Should be timely, because timing matters on social media. A campaign that launches too late can miss trends, can miss the event, can miss the audience's attention. For example, in a user-generated moment, in an earned media moment, if somebody talks well about your product or service in a video, in a testimonial, guess what? We have to find the objective, meet it effectively, and post as soon as possible on time a response or repost it, so we're still on top of the trend and can maximize it, use it as an opportunity. Last thing has to be efficient, meaning it uses time, money, and people wisely without creating unnecessary costs. These are the big 3 takeaways. So the big takeaway in general is that social media strategy is only as strong as its execution. You can have a really great idea, but how will you execute it? That's really, really important. Good ideas matter, but they need the right budget, right people, clear responsibilities, and a realistic timeline to actually create the desired results. Awesome, that's pretty much it for step 4. Next video, we'll take a look at establishing a tone of voice.